Hey YouTube, happy almost 2050, nope, 2025. I wish it was 2015. My body would feel a lot better. But 2025, I can't believe it's been a full year. This seems to have flown by, but that's just the way life goes now. I wanted to do a wrap up video and I wanted to at least have, don't have exactly what I'm going to talk about, but I've got the topic discussions on screen here. So I want to start with the success and failures of 2024 based on my goals and life and stuff like that. So you're going to get a mix of like my personal life, YouTube life, and like Pokemon Go life sort of thing. So success and failures of 2024, and then we're going to look at the state of GBL and the state of Pokemon Go in general and how that affects, I think, myself and the community at large. And then we're going to have a channel discussion, my channel discussion. Then I'm going to talk about what I'm potentially doing for new channels, and then personal goals to wrap up the as we go into 2025. Okay. So let's talk about success and failures of 2024 for starters. And I'll break it down into like, I kind of like three things. I'll do it like personal life, and then Pokemon Go. Yeah, personal life, Pokemon Go, two things. Because if you look at, let me just bring it up here. Every year on Twitter, I go over goals that I want for the year. So December 31st, 2023, I did this for 2022 and 2023. I'll do this for 2024. I put out goals what I want. So I said 25,000 subscribers on the low end, 30,000 on the high end, make less YouTube videos, use additional time to work out and lose weight, add muscle, and meet more people in the Pokemon Go community. So I'll talk about these as like my success and failures, and I'll talk about more about personal life and stuff like that. So I did hit 25,000 subscribers on the low end. I'm at like 25,300. If you look at my goal for 2023, I had between 16,000 on the low end and 20,000 on the high end. I ended up like really close to the high end, like 19,000. So I kind of estimated like, oh, I'll have this low end range and end up towards the high end. But we just had months of just like super, super slow growth. And I'll talk about that when it comes to the game. So I did hit 25,000 on the low end, but we are just right there. The views seem to be okay. The subscriber growth is not there, but that's expected with the state of the game and how old the game is, stuff like that. So there's that. Make less YouTube videos. We made way more than I would like to, but I'll talk about that when I go to the channel. Use additional time to work out and lose weight. Let's talk about that now. So I did not do that. So as you can see behind me, baby swing. We have the crib, not crib, but like the high chairs and stuff and the gates. We have a workout room. So actually, let me talk about the history of this. Again, this is going to be a super, super long. This is just basically Dan talking for 50 minutes. So if you're not interested, I know you can leave. But yeah, this will just be a lot about my life and what's going on and everything. So I played every single sport growing up, and some very, very, very competitively, like basketball and soccer and stuff like that, and golf. I was just a super athlete. Even in undergrad, I was doing like 6 different sports a week. In my third year of undergrad, I was playing soccer and I got hit from the side and I tore my ACL, MCL, meniscus. The healthcare system here sucks, so it took me 9 months to get the surgery, 9 months of rehab, went back to basketball, blew my ACL out again. So sports career officially over. I had a third knee surgery for meniscus later on too. So I've had 3 knee surgeries. I can barely run. I can run. Like if I need to do like a 100-meter dash to the bus, I can do that. But for the most part, like I feel pain a lot. So knee is shot, which means that my main sort of way to stay in shape went with that. So I was always a very skinny person, just to put it. I can't convert to those who use centimeters and kilos, but for those of you who are American and Canadian, I am 6'2", just over 6'2", and entering university, I was 6'2" and like 140 pounds. So I was very, very, very underweight. But again, my metabolism was insane. I was eating a ton. My metabolism was insane. I was just playing a ton of sports. Then the knee blew out, so I had to find something else. And coming out of grad school, which was like 2013, I started at an organization where they were all about physical health. In fact, they let you go for an hour and a half lunch break. There was 50 people there, and we went for an hour and a half lunch break, and 30 of us went to the gym. It was just a culture there. So 30 of us went to the gym, and this is the first time I ever had really gone to the gym. And like my type A personality where I have to go 150% in, that's what I did. And I started going 6 times a week, and I was in the best shape of my life. I gained muscle, Yeah, a ton of muscle. I was at like 100, probably that point like 162, 170, and just like muscle. It was great. It was the best shape I've ever been in. And then I got a new job, and they didn't care about that as much. And then I got another new job, and they made me work through lunch hours. So I started going at night, and then I had the kids, and I was doing these YouTube videos. So we started buying stuff. So we have a bench, like a bike and a treadmill, and like 1 or 2 free weights. So I was like, I gotta start working out. But then all this crap, the baby crap, was in here, which is why now it's behind me now, because we just cleaned out that room. Anyways, that's a long way of saying the room is completely cleaned out. But I'm now like probably 6'2" and like 190, which is still like not even bad, but it's like the highest I've ever been, which kind of makes me nervous. So I want to start working out again and use that additional time to work out and lose weight / add muscle and get back to that routine. But to do that, something has to give. And that something's either going to have to be, and it can't be work, which I'll talk about right now. So it's going to have to be aspects of my personal life. What do I want to lose to replace that? So work has been crazy. So I work, for those of you, I've talked about this before, I work for the federal government here in Canada. And it's a very, very, very busy place. And I've been on the hottest files, transit and housing, which are two just like huge files in here. And so much so that I was like attending and briefing like 2 to 3 levels above me. I did get like the best rating, like work rating I've ever had. And they just want me to go to the next level. The only reason I can't go to the next level is because I don't know French. So I need to learn French. Okay, so now I have to learn French, which is going to be impossible because I'm a unilingual. My mind is not just great for that. So I need to learn French to go any further. I need to work out there. And at the same time, you guys already know my schedule. My schedule is, wake up, do my battles at 6 a.m., either go on the bus to work at 7 or hang with the kids until I take my daughter to school. And then I'm working 9 to 5, back home, lunch with the kids after dinner, give the kids bath, get them to bed. That's 8:30. And then I do 2 videos between 8:30 and 11:30 to get out to for the next day. Not a lot of time to learn French in there. Not a lot of time to work out in there. So again, something has to give. And that's kind of a weird way of saying that. I'm like, why are you talking about doing a new channel too? Well, we'll get to that in a minute. So that's my sort of personal life. There's other stuff that happened. Not great. Yeah, I'll talk about that another time. Nothing that you need to concern yourself with, sort of thing. So yeah, that's my life. Busy, getting better, but I know I need to figure out what's important to me and start prioritizing that. So that leads me to the state of GBL and the state of Pokemon Go. So the state of GBL is bad. And the only thing that is consistent now is the fact that the 1-turn lag coming in seems to happen every single time to me when it should not. So I've talked about this multiple times, so I just don't want to go on a rant video, but it's the same sort of thing. The meta, actually, you know what? I love the Great League meta. I think the Great League meta is the healthiest it has ever been. But the Great League meta can only go so far as the leagues take it. And the leagues, again, are just lazy. We're in the 4th week here. You have 2 weeks that people already essentially took off into the first 4 weeks because you doubled up on Fantasy Cup the first 2 weeks with an Ultra League and Fantasy Cup, limited Pokemon, and then a Little Cup. Little Cup is actually not bad because Smeargle just ended up getting banned. So no Smeargle, no Shuckle, no Bronzer, no Meryl. And if you take out those 4, you actually get a Little Cup that has a lot of variety. So that was actually not bad, but already people did not care about that pretty quickly. And again, like we're looping back in the Little Cup here. We have Love Cup back-to-back here for Ultra League and Master League. So everyone's going to have to play this cup. But by the time the second week comes around, people are going to be bored of it. And so on and so forth. So you have we're in the 20th season of GBL. People who were once all in on this game have left because it's plagued with the Pokemon Go does not care about this game. Does not care about. I don't think it cares about Pokemon Go in general, but it definitely does not care about GBL. And you get that through just 20 seasons of bugs, even some of the stuff like the one turn lag that happens all the time now that they say it's fixed on their website, which it's not. There's just a ton of bugs. They don't, again, this is like 3 months of just not thinking about the game. We're going to put out the same leagues in rotating Great League, Ultra League, Master League. We're going to throw in old cups that we know are stale, but we don't care. They're going to have limited metas. We don't care. It's 3 months that we do not think about. The people who want to play will play. The people who don't, which is the majority of the time, we're going to ticket and hide stuff in the event, and we'll talk about that in a minute here. So I am not optimistic about GBL, despite I actually like I said, I actually love the Great League the way it is right now. I think it is very, very wide open. I kind of mentioned this multiple times, but like you can get Pokemon. Yes, the top 20 Pokemon are very strong, but like you get stuff down. Shadow Drapion at 33. Superior at 40, Sansa Shadow at 43, Wiggly at 48, Dugong at 49, Galarian Moltres at 52, Greninja somewhat at 55, Talonflame at 59. Like there are Pokemon, Arctipex at 64. There are Pokemon, Shadow Driplim at 79. There are Pokemon within the top 100, a lot of them that are very, very, very playable in this meta, and that is a very healthy meta when you can bring a bunch of Pokemon in the 60, 70, 80 range and be competitive. So I love that. So I think it's healthy, but the state of the game is bad. So the worst part is, despite, I'm trying to, because with level 2 members adding me in the game, I'm still trying to like send gifts as much as I can. And like, I'm definitely showcasing battles of subscribers a lot more. And the reason for that is there are days and days and days in a row where I open up the game, I spin a stop, I catch Pokemon, and I close the game. No GBL, no out there catching Pokemon really besides this to keep my streak alive, no spinning stops, no spotlight hour, no raid hour, not really doing raids. And it comes back to the state of Pokemon Go, which I went over this event yesterday. It's a New Year's event, and it's repeat of the last 3 years. Nothing new, and then give Muska money with paid times research. And I posted this on Twitter here. Yes, the perfect Pokemon Go egg hatch for December 2024, a 2020 glasses Slowpoke. So I caught it, like I just showing that I did hatch it. I received it 2024, and I hatched it. And someone kind of made a good point. They're like, let me just see if I can find the comments here. Yeah, Travis says, I don't know, given the choice of recycling an old joke or putting a new thing as a hash exclusive, I'll take the recycled joke. And I love that because it's perfect. It's a perfect state of this game. You have repeat stuff that we have all seen a ton of times over the past 4 or 5 years. Those of you who have been playing since me 2018, I'm on 6 years now. So I've been playing for 6 years. We have seen the same legendaries. And where's that? Oh, I wanted to get that one post too. Who was it? Pogo something maybe? Pogo Central maybe posted it. They post a lot of stuff, so I don't know if I'll find it right away. But they essentially said, I don't know if I'll find it. But they essentially, I don't know if it was that, but someone said, we've got 55, I forget what it's something like 55 legendary type raids this year. 40 something were unique. Here we are. I knew it was them. Yes, the tier 5 legendary raid boss. 54 different legendaries have featured ever. So ever. 39 of them came in 2024. So again, 39 of the 54. Most of these were, almost all of it repeats. One debut legendary in 2024, High Necrozma. AKA, we had one new legendary Pokemon, level 5 in Necrozma, and 38 repeat legendary Pokemon in 5-star raids. So the game is either completely stale, recycling legendaries that we've seen before, not introducing enough new Pokemon, doing... just repeat outfit Pokemon, or you're hiding new Pokemon in eggs, aka Corsola or Corsala. Someone said it's supposed to be Corsala. You're hiding the new Pokemon behind eggs, so it's egg hidden. So we have repeat or give us money type events, and then the repeat events always come with the paid time research, like everything has paid. Every ticket, there's a ticket in every event. There's like 1 to 2 events per week. Everything has a ticket associated with it. You're hiding stuff behind eggs. And this is why I, at times, just open up the game, catch, spin, close the game. Why am I grinding a 6-year-old game that is not putting any sort of real effort into making me stay? They don't care about GBL. They're not fixing it. That's just the way it is. And I hate doing my best to play and just getting a bunch of bugs in the game. I don't want to go out in minus 30-degree Ottawa winter weathers for stuff that I've seen before. As a free-to-play player, I don't want to pay money to try and hatch a million Pokemon behind eggs, which are like gambling, essentially. So with all those, it makes it very difficult for me to continue to come here day in and day out with what I want to do in 2025 with like my health and stuff like that, which gives me to the channel. Actually, before I go to that, there was actually one success in 2024 that I did not talk about. And that was meeting new people and actually talking to people. And again, thank you for all those who helped me get to New York, meet more people in the Pokemon Go community. You know, I went to New York. I went again to Toronto regionals, and I am meeting people a little more in Ottawa now. So I think actually meeting more people in the community, I have increased that. So that's actually one goal that I hit that has been very great. But then that leads me to like the state of this channel and what's going on and why I post so many videos and stuff like that. Okay, so for those of you who history of my wife and I, we started dating in 2012, and when we started getting serious, I don't know when we started the discussion, 2014 or whatever, we were talking about like our careers. And at the time she said, you know, when we have future kids, I'm going to do 6 months and you're going to do 6 months on like Canada, especially the government. We have great maternity and paternity leave. So that is basically you get to go off with your kid for X amount of time, and you don't make all your salary, but you make, in the government especially, a very good amount, like a very, very high percentage of your salary. So when we started dating, it was like, I'm going to take 6 months and you're going to take 6 months because my career is very important to me. And I'm like, sure, that's great. And then both of us flew through promotions within our first 3-4 years in the government. Like both of us we all graduated with our friends in school, and both of us got like 4 promotions in like 3 years, while most of our friends were still at the first, maybe 1 promotion. So we were just so far ahead of our friends. So then it came time for maternity leave. And then at the time, the government of Canada introduced, you can expand it to 18 months. So you'll get paid up to your salary for the first 12 months. And then you get like employment insurance for your next 6 months. So she's like, okay, I'm going to take 16 months out of the 18 and you take 2 months with our first. And I'm like, okay, sure. You're pushing it out. You get to decide. That's fine. Plus, like, obviously, like feeding and all that stuff. So it's not just pushing it out. It's like the requirements of the mother-baby relationship sort of thing. So she took 16 months. I took 2 months. And then she went back, like, after the 18 months happened, we were both working, and then she got pregnant with the second one. And then it came down to, I'm going to take 18 months. You can take off a couple weeks with your vacation time. And then I'm going to go on a leave of absence until the one that was just born is in kindergarten. And I'm like, okay. But what that means is once that 1 year maternity leave came up, we're now a single family income with 2 kids, mortgage, car, 2 kids. And I don't know if you looked at groceries recently, but the inflation and everything has killed that. So we are a 1 income family with all these expenses. And again, there's trade-offs. There's a lot of trade-offs, but like it would have cost a ton to put both of them in daycare for a bit. Now my daughter's in kindergarten, and he'll be in school September. So the reason that I started doing 2 videos a day was two reasons. One was, as a type A personality who needs to throw in 1,000,000% into something I do. And again, this is not new for me. I've got this addictive behavior inside of me. I always go 1,000,000% all in. And that's just like I just kind of mentioned, like working out. I went from 0 to 6 times a week working out because I can't just do anything a little bit. I have to go all in. So my channel was starting to grow, and I saw Yonkis start doing 2 videos a week, and I saw his channel start to explode in subscribers. So then that's why I started. It wasn't even a money thing. It was I want to try and grow the channel, and I can see him growing, doing 2 videos a week. So I started doing 2 videos a week. And then with it, I found that yes, you did see some growth in the subscribers, not as many as I would like to have, but there's also the consistency in the people who watched both videos no matter what. So it was like I can get lucky, like the top teams, top Great League teams, stuff like that will always have more clicks because people are searching for that. But if it's just like a regular video, I can baseline. If it's like a really, really bad video, if it's like an ultra video during Christmas, I'll baseline 1,200 of you will watch it no matter what. So then it became like, okay, then it became a money thing because I'm like, okay, instead of just doing one video where I can get like the baseline, maybe let's say 2,000-3,000 of you watching it, and then maybe get some others from the recommended YouTube algorithm sort of thing, I'm now getting just like a consistent 2,000 to 3,000 of you watching both videos. And so now I'm just basically, I just kind of like doubled my revenue. So with one family, that's why it turned into a more of a, I wanted to grow to on now I'm like, oh, this is actually making me more money. So that's why I started doing it. So the revenue, like I hit my, like November was one of my best months ever. December's not as much because the views are down during Christmas. And then, yeah, we'll reset on that. And that's what I'll talk about my new channel. Anyways, so this channel, I need to make 2 decisions. I've made one. My first decision is I'm creating a new series, and I need to just figure out how to actually do it. But I mentioned it multiple times before, but I'm basically going to once a week it'll be a video, but it'll be like a 50-minute video with people from the community, like content. I'll start with content creators. Like I already talked about to Home Slice and Poke Daxi, I'm sure I'll reach out to and stuff like that, where it's basically going to be a video of me like interview style with battles. So it'll kind of, if you watch like those dual streams that like Home Slice and those have, where there's like 2 people and they have the battles and stuff like that, it'll be like that. We'll have like one picture here, one picture on the other side, baby battles in the middle, and then I'll do like interview style, like why did you start your YouTube channel? What do you think about the state of Pokemon Go? Stuff like that, like just having a podcast style. So I think that would be like a fun one, and it'll switch it up. And again, I also started doing the top, which I liked and I'm going to continue to do, is like the event coverage, because I think one, if you need to hunt Pokemon, you need to know what's going on in the events, and 2, it is just an easy check mark of not having to do 14 GBL battles videos per week. Now the amount of videos, and this kind of leads me to the new channel and this channel and stuff like that. So I don't know. Let's just put it this way. For the short term, I don't think anything is going to change in January plus. I think with like GBL, the event coverage, and potentially this new series I want to do, I'll have enough videos that I can keep doing the 2 videos per week. However, there are 2 things that are on my mind here. The first one is what I mentioned earlier, the French and working out. I need to find time to French and work out, or maybe even just relax, and not doing a video frees up an hour 15 minutes. So take out one video, put in one workout is a trade-off that I could make. The second thing is my youngest is starting school in September, which means my wife is going back to work in September. So there's two things that are going to happen there. One is we get our second income back. I don't need this income as much anymore. Like pretty much we wouldn't need it at all, quite honestly. This would just be like, now it's kind of like helping for expenses because again, everything's super expensive. But when she goes back, we both make pretty good money because we've got promotions very, very early. We're fine for money. What will change to a certain extent is like, because she's off, she's doing a lot of like, she does the pickup with the kids. She hangs with them from like 2 to 4 when I'm working out and stuff like that. And she does a lot of just like the house stuff during the day, like cleaning and all that stuff. So then that's going to need to be divided. So now I'm going to have, yes, a second income coming in, but then more house stuff responsibility that I need to start picking up that she's been doing as a stay-at-home mom sort of thing. So come September, it's going to be an adjustment. So I can commit short term for the video staying the same. Don't know about long term. And that leads me to the new channel. I've kind of toyed with this for a few times. It wouldn't be Pokemon Go related. I do play Pokemon TCG now. Pocket TCG. I have that downloaded. I just like open up the app like a couple times a day, open some packs and basically close that. I've done some battles. I'm not as addicted to it as GBL, honestly. However, people kind of ask, I've mentioned this multiple times. I've talked about like the Pokemon Go, especially the GBL aspect of this. The growth is extremely, extremely limited. And given the state of the game, it's only going to get worse. So someone asked like, why do you need to grow? And again, I go back to my type A personality. I am not one who can, if I'm going to do something and not see results from it, I don't want to do it unless I like love it. But it's even like working out. Like if I was working out and not feeling better and seeing muscle, I probably wouldn't do it. But I do see results and I see the results of other stuff I do and I want to see results here. But like when you're putting like, just put yourself in my perspective, my shoes for a minute. My schedule. You wake up at 6 a.m., you're doing your battles, you're going through your entire day at a job, again, you don't really love, but it like pays well, but it's very high stress that, and then when you're off the clock, you're super on the clock with your kids nonstop. And then when you're really off the clock at 8:30 at night, you're now doing this, which is basically a second/third job. If you count the kids as a second job, this is a third job at night, where instead of 8:30 to 11 at night watching TV and working out, I'm now doing 2 videos. So yes, there's the revenue aspect of it, but this is the game that I do not love anymore at all, right? It was a game I used to love. This is someone who was probably the number 1 in the world for most played GBL battles ever, because I played every single set, every single day from season 1 through season 17, 18, maybe 17 is when I stopped. So 5 sets a day, every single one. And when we had the 100 battles a day, I did 100 battles a day because I liked it. I really liked the game. But again, the past couple of years, you can just see the game going. You can see it. The writing's on the wall with this game. So why am I going to take an hour and a half of time at night to pump out a video that will maybe get 2,000 views, 3,000 views, and I'm making $12 from it, if that, right? So I think for me, there's other stuff that I'm interested in. The YouTube analytics, if you were here during my apocalypse issue, basically what ended up happening was a YouTube thing, but basically my revenue, let me just hide it for a second. Let me see if I can just pull up the specific one here just to show you that drop that happened and like the craziness that ensued from it and how I ended up learning a lot more and I'll just show you one sec. I'm just trying to find where the dip was. And then we'll look at the... Nope. Anyways, I can't really find it right now. But basically what happened was my revenue, let's say, was at $70 a day. It dripped to $9 a day. And it was a YouTube issue end. It was like YouTube screwed it up. It was their fault. It lasted for a week and then it fixed itself out. But during that time, there was like me and hundreds of other content creators in a Discord together being like, what the hell's going on? And I learned a lot from them. And I've always liked the analytics, right? I'm not the only showcaster that's basically a teacher / analytics person, but I'm probably one of like the top 2-3 Pokemon Go Battle League people that just focus on like the analytics and understanding stuff like that. So I wanted to do like a YouTube analytics thing. And in the end, I have an economics degree. I have a master's. Finance and economics stuff pays a lot more. I want to do like a simplified economics channel. So I'm thinking about doing other channels that I think would be higher potential for growth, higher potential for revenue, and something that I probably like a lot more than I do the state of Pokemon Go. And again, you can't do everything. I already have zero time. I can't do 2 new channels with everything else I just mentioned. Which kind of leads me to like number 6. What are my goals for this year? So with Pokemon Go, I think that realistically, when I set my goals, I was setting at like 400 new subscribers per month. I don't think that's realistic for next year. I think it's going to be like 250 subscribers per month. Like I would be very lucky to hit 30,000 subscribers next year. Just given the state of the game and where we are. So I don't think the growth of GBL is there. I also, if you watched my vlog recap from New York, I basically said it was an awesome experience. I was out there basically from 6 a.m. till midnight, playing with the community, going to events, meeting people. It was so fun to meet people. I met Elmo. He comments every one of my videos. Not everyone, but comments a lot of videos. And I met him in New York, and then I met him again in Toronto. So it was like nice to meet him multiple times. I met multiple subscribers in New York and Toronto. I like the aspect of the game. However, given where I am with this game, I said that I will not travel for any real event outside of the Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal corridor, which is like a 600 kilometer, probably even more than that between Montreal and Toronto, but it's like a 700 kilometer gap there between the two of those cities, Toronto and Montreal. So I'll travel in that corridor. If there's a Safari Zone or a Global Go Fest in that range, I'd be very surprised if I go out there again. And if they go to New York again, I'm not going to New York. I don't think I'll be going to New York again for Go Fest. Even as fun as it was, it's not something on my radar. So I would like to continue to meet people and play with people because I think that was the best part of this. But I just don't think it's going to be realistic to attend a bunch of events. So it's going to be more of a transition to a focus on me and my family and stuff like that, as opposed to goals for GBL, Pokemon Go, and YouTube sort of thing. So I'll still put out videos. I'll still try and get subscribers because I can never just do something without trying to like continue to improve, which is why I've introduced new series and done like new layouts and stuff like that, and memberships, and doing I want to try and continue to better any way I can, but it's there's only so much I can do given the sort of confines of my life. So I think a realistic goal is, if I had to, not that I should plan out 12 months, but if I had to plan 12 months out, basically it will be try to continue the videos for GBL and create this new series in the short term, 1 to 3 months. In that 1 to 3 months, start banking this new channel videos, start testing out get different videos ready for that video so I can go live with that channel in like March or April. Start working out at least once or twice a week. Because if I can just bring myself to start, I know I'll just like throw myself into it like I always do with stuff. So my goal is to just like start working out and start to throw myself into it. And then that'll kind of fix my mind of like where's my priority? Where do I want to focus my energy here? So that's that. And then I want to like enjoy summer more. I felt like this summer was wasted. And for those of you who do not know, like I kind of mentioned, I like soccer and golf were my two main sports. I played like rep soccer, and golf. I was like a very, very competitive golfer too. And I worked at golf courses when I was as low as 12 and then all through undergrad. And I used to play maybe like 50 times a year, 40 times a year, 50 times a year. Last year I played twice. The year before that I played twice. And it was, again, just like everything else took priority. I didn't go out golfing because I would do videos instead. I didn't go out golfing because I wanted to just like stay at home and do like stupid stuff, like stay on the, I need to get off my phone, actually get off my phone more. Just do like stupid, like waste an hour or two flipping through my phone instead of just going out and doing the stuff I like. And I think somewhere I became addicted to my phone. I know that. I need to put my like goal for 2025, put my freaking phone down. And again, this is just such a, if you knew me 10 years ago, I guess that's more than 10 years at this point. Holy smokes, I'm old. But when I was in undergrad, I guess that's like 15 plus years ago now. I would actually go days. I didn't really even have a smartphone. I actually had a BlackBerry. That's not true. But I would go days without turning my phone on. Like I could go like, I remember once I had my phone off for like 3 to 4 days. I opened up my phone and I had a text message from my buddy from like 3 days ago. Let's just say it was like, I turned off my phone on Monday and I turned it back on like Thursday. And I had a message from him on like Tuesday being like, should we go, like, can we go out tonight? And I just like did not see it till Thursday because I did not put it on. And now it's like my go-to, like turn off my brain, comfort, play a game, like play Pokemon Go, play other games that I'm playing. Just like turn off my brain sort of thing. And I've become so like reliant on it. And I need to like reset my brain and reset my body. Like I need to, I essentially need like a detox. My body needs like a detox and reset. I need to turn off the phone, remove myself from electronics and like YouTube and stuff like that, and get out of this bubble and get back to like a good mental place and a physical place while still wanting to do all these other things. So it's going to be balanced. And I know I can just pretty much wrap it up here because I know I'm just rambling at this point. But that's the thing. Like I want to try and find balance in my life. I have not had good balance for the past few years now. I probably put out, I think I did 2 videos every single day, except for when I was in New York. I wonder if there's a way I can look at that. I wonder if I can look at how many videos I put out in 2024, because you can organize by year in this thing. So let's go by 2024. So in 2024, yeah, you can actually, I don't know if I can see how many videos there are, but in 2024, 4.1 million views, 6,000 new subscribers, which is down 13% from the previous year. So despite the amount of videos and stuff just being pretty constant, I actually had less subscriber growth than this year than I did the previous years, but the views were up. That's the thing. The views were up, but the subscriber growth was down because that's kind of the way it is. What I mentioned, like you guys are watching the videos all the time, but I'm not growing. Show me how many damn videos I made. I'm pretty sure it would be probably somewhere in the range of, I wouldn't be surprised if it's probably like 800. Because I did 2 a day and sometimes I did 3 a day for events. So, and sometimes with the season turnover, I did 4 a day. Videos published. Here we are. 658. Yeah, okay. 658 videos posted in 2024 with, actually I can bring this up because it doesn't have any real numbers on it. So 658 videos, almost 4 million in views, was shown to 29.3 million people, and 8.9 click-through rate and an average duration of 6.3. So this is behind the scenes stuff that I like love. And I wonder if I can get the RPM. Let me see if I can get the RPM here, because then you'll see the dip here. You won't really see the dip too much. Can I do it by views here? Okay. I don't know if you can see this dip here. I just want to see if you can see it on the screen. Okay. I don't know if I can zoom in. Can I zoom in here? Yeah, I can zoom in a little bit. Oh, no, I can't because then it goes away. But basically, so your views, your RPM is how much you make per 1,000 views. So it's not an exact times this by this, you'll get your revenue, but it's pretty damn close. Times your views by your RPM will get you, actually it's not views, it's monetized playbacks. So let me just, oh, I can't even do it. Anyways, but this just takes out the revenue. This just shows you the issue that I had with the revenue per mile when the YouTube bombed, and why learning about mid-rolls, I'm now up here. So basically, I was consistent. So for those of you who do not know, this is just a YouTube thing. This is what I'll talk about, like sort of on my new channel. In January, let me see if you guys can see it on your screen. Let me just move this over a little bit here. Oh yeah, I guess you can see it. So in January, how much you get paid per 1,000 views plummets. So we are in December. I'll talk about how, but like, let's just say the good average is, I think 5 to 6 has been average for me for the most part of, like, even in how it used to work was like, you get the reset in January, February, March, where your revenue per mile plummets. So as you can see here right now, an average of me was like 5, 6 here for the majority of the time. 5, 6, 5, 6, 6, 6, 5, 6. So it was basically 5 and 6. But in January through maybe February, yeah, you get January through February, March, your revenue per mile drops significantly. So you can see $2.91, $3.50, $4, $3. So it's just the way YouTube works. It's the end of the not fiscal year, but it's like the end of the business year, your final months. So people are not spending here. They mostly spend around Christmas, and then it wipes up. And then in April, it starts to get more consistent when you go 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6. And then the adpocalypse happened, where I was down to $1.79, but it wasn't even $1.79 per views, because they weren't even like showing the ads on the views. So I was getting like 1,000. I was getting $1 times like 1,000 monetized playback. And then I learned about mid rolls, how to do them properly. And now I'm consistently at 8, 10, 8, 9, because the content creator showed me how to do mid rolls properly, and it has bounced my revenue per mile up to, again, 7 on bad days, 10, 12 on high days. But this also is December, and December is always higher. So how the YouTube cycle works is January through March, your RPM plummets. April through, I'd say, September, you're consistent. And then sort of October, November, December, your revenue per mile goes higher anyways. So yeah, just so you know the ins and outs. But this is when the YouTube thing screwed me, and you can just see it plummet. Anyways, that's enough of this talking. But these are the types of things I like, and this type of stuff that will, like, if you want to do a YouTube channel, talk about a clickbait title, how to double your revenue growth with this one trick. That one trick being mid rolls, 5, 6, 7 to 10, 11, 12, right? So this is the type of stuff I want to do on the one channel, and then the economics, we'll just look at, like, again, it's somewhat politicky. Like, what does a 100% tariff mean for different industries? Like stuff like that, where it's like very important, but it's a very, very, very different market. Okay, that's enough. Anyways, let me know if there's anything I said in this video that you want to talk about as a follow-up or just ask me questions on. So yeah, in the description you can do that. Not description, in the comment section you can do that. And I guess we'll do one more Great League next week again. Talking about a repeat. Next week is Great League and Little Holiday Cup. And between I have like at least a couple Great League teams on my own. Plus there's submitted Great League teams. Plus there's submitted Holiday Cup teams from both subscribers and just members as well. So next week, heavy dose of these both coming your way. So stay tuned for that. But with that, I will say have a good day, and I will see you guys in the next one.